Arlo a year ago. He said, the world is changing, our parents' financial markets are gone. 21st century digital transformation is well underway. The digital technology genie won't go back in the bottle, and nor should it. And I like that because it pretty succinctly incorporates our approach at the CFTC. I mean, it's very clear that the digital transformation is underway. But the piece that I really like is the part where he says the genie won't go back in the bottle, nor should it, because I think that's very true. I think some people have a tendency to be a little frightened about the technology, and I really appreciate that he's not, and he's willing to go out there and say that he doesn't think it should be stifled. So with that as a preview, let's turn to the Commodity Exchange Act. This is the act that we operate under, which I think is really important. Is if you take a look at the second bullet there, it's the definition of commodity. That's really, really important to us. If you read it, it says, all services, rights, and interests which contracts for future delivery are presently or in the future dealt. And so a commodity, it can mean an agricultural product like wheat or cotton. It can mean a natural resource like gold or oil. It can even mean a currency or an interest rate. But the key is that commodity is very broad. So in 2015, the CFTC first found that Bitcoin and other similar cryptocurrencies are commodities. And this is important because it impacts our jurisdiction. CFTC has full regulatory oversight over derivative contracts over commodities and has fraud and manipulation authority over the spot or cash markets for commodities themselves. I think there's a couple important points to keep in mind. Most crypto assets have elements of many different asset classes. And so when you look at a crypto product of any kind, really, it's not really important what the name is. You can name it anything you want. You can call it a currency, you can probably call it a security, whatever you want. What we're going to do is we're going to look at the reality of the product itself. So we're going to be looking at the facts and circumstances and the economic reality underlying that asset to determine whether it fits within our regulatory scheme. So with that background in mind, I'd like to turn a little bit to our general philosophical approach to cryptocurrencies. But really, if you look at the first three bullet points, they're not really specific to crypto products, but they are very important. As a general matter, the CFTC promotes responsible innovation to foster open, transparent, and financially sound markets. It applies to everything we do. We think the principled, flexible, and thoughtful regulatory approaches are important. And we really, we use sort of a two-handed approach. We want to balance strong enforcement on the one hand, and we want to balance on the other a do-no-harm approach to innovation, because we don't want to be stifling innovation. And the last point I make on this is the fourth bullet there, which I think is quite common to everyone to many regulators around the world. But that is that there really is great potential to this distributed ledger technology underlying the crypto assets. All right, so I'd like to turn to the CFTC's actual response to the advent of the crypto assets. It's really been a multi-pronged approach. The first step is simply to exercise our authority over the cryptos themselves. As we mentioned earlier, we declared cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin to be commodities back in 2015. And the importance is simply just to assert our jurisdiction here as a first step. So the second prong is a strong enforcement. We have a very strong enforcement division here. We take enforcement very seriously. We're very active. And really the key, what we want is we want bad actors, we want fraudsters, we want criminals to know that there is a regulator who's out there who is both willing and able to go after them, and that we will in fact do it. Just recently we got two very important rulings, one in the McDonald case, one in the My Bitcoin Pay case. space. And these rulings were really important. They affirmed our jurisdiction in this area. They affirmed our ability to go after cryptocurrencies, to go after fraudsters and manipulators in cryptocurrency markets. And they affirmed our broad definition of commodity, which includes cryptocurrencies. So these have been very important. The details of the cases are on our website. Actually, we have a great website when it comes to cryptocurrencies. We've got a lot of material up there. There's a lot of really interesting reading. So the next response is the market intelligence response, and this is really difficult. It's important to get as much data, as much insight into these markets as you can, but it's just not always easy to do. So when there is an opportunity, it's really important to shine a light in these markets. So our fourth prong is cooperation, as I think many people today or yesterday have recognized. These products, they don't stay in one jurisdiction. They're international, they cross jurisdictional lines. So cooperation is the key. There we go. So both global and domestic cooperation are extremely important. Here at the CFTC, we coordinate with many other federal regulators, primarily the SEC, but also Treasury, the FBI, and there's several others. And our states are beginning to get more active in this space, so we've been coordinating a lot with them. And then, of course, on the international front, that's extremely important. We coordinate, we try to talk to as many different jurisdictions as we can, we try to work with as many different international regulators as we can. And then education and outreach is the next one. And this one, it's extremely important to what we do. There's a lot of difficulty in setting up regulatory standards and getting laws passed that can address this, but education and outreach is so important because you can do it quickly, and you can really provide a lot of help to people who are trying to figure out who the fraudsters are, or how to identify a real cryptocurrency versus a fraudulent one. So this is really important, and we have a lot on our website about this. Our director of education is going to be speaking, I think it's tomorrow afternoon. She's going to talk in a lot more detail about this, so I'm not going to do that. But I did want to put just a couple of things that we have on our website up there. I would encourage anyone who's interested in this sort of thing to take a look. And then our sixth slide, I actually don't have a slide for it, but our sixth prong is staff competency. And this is the idea of keeping up with and learning about new technologies. We heard Daniel Borfine talking about Lab CFTC, and he's really at the forefront of that. And the idea is that we want to learn about these technologies, and we need to be really assertive about doing it. All right. So I want to talk a little bit about the self-certification process of Bitcoin futures. I don't want to go deep into detail about the self-certification process, but I think it's an important concept. The CME and CFE, as everyone knows, in December of 2017, self-certified Bitcoin futures. This process, the vast majority of our new products are brought to market through this process. It's not new. It wasn't designed for cryptos. It's been around for quite some time. But I think what's key to understand is that the process, it doesn't provide for public input, and it doesn't, it's not an avenue for the commission to pass some sort of value judgment on the underlying product. So the fact that the Bitcoin futures came through this self-certification process